welcome to my channel. So today I would like to talk to you about one of my foster kids. Well, she's more of an adult, early adult. but one of my foster kids, her name is Veronica. Veronica came to live with me about a year ago, and she has had a really hard time adjusting to the shift of like the change of life and how to adjust to everything. So Veronica is 19. Veronica is 19 years old, and I am 26 years old. So she might be 19, but we got her tested, and she has very mild autism, very mild autism, and she operates at a level of a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old. So Veronica came to me one day as I was getting ready. It was a Saturday morning actually. I was getting ready to start cleaning my house, and she came to me and she asked if she could do part-time work. And that is a very common thing here in Africa for people to come to your door and ask if they could do some work, and then you later you pay them after. And so she asked if she could do that, and she asked, instead of me paying her, if I could buy her food so that she could take to her family. And I was startled because a lot of people that walk around looking for work usually ask for money, and usually the money does not go towards food, it goes towards beer drinking or just other vices. So I asked Veronica if she wanted to sit down, have breakfast, and then talk a little bit, which we did. And I got to find out she is actually living with her aunt, who has 7 kids of her own, and is actually the aunt is actually taking care of 4 more kids that are Veronica's siblings. So Veronica's mom and dad died when she was very young, about 9 or 8 or so, and the father killed the mother, and then later he killed himself. So Veronica witnessed that as she was the oldest child, and there was a baby, I think, then. So the auntie took care of her and her siblings, but they were shifted around so much by family members. Here there's nothing like foster care. There isn't a system in place to take care of kids like that, and so she was shifted. They were shifted around from family member to family member, and because of that, the kids' sense of stability and sense of being in one particular place or being grounded in one particular place was distorted. So I asked Veronica if she was interested in school and how far she's gone in school, and she told me that she had gone up to 6th grade. So I asked her if she wanted to start coming, first of all, like for tutoring with me, because I am a teacher, and like just to tutor her once I'm off work, because I volunteer at a school which is a non-profit. And so I asked her if she wanted to start coming after I get off from work, and then we could do that, and she said yes. And so that day she didn't really, I would say, work for me. I kind of gave her, she did do something, but we kind of did it together, and then I gave her the food that she wanted. And yeah, so she went back home and then told her aunt what we had talked about. The aunt was a bit skeptical because there have been other situations in the past where people have said, oh, I want to help this child, or I want to do this, and they have used her as a house worker, her and her siblings, and her aunt was very worried that I might do that. So Veronica started coming for about a week each day, and I saw how eager she was towards education. I saw the zeal that she had towards school. And I asked her if I could meet her aunt and just talk to her a little bit and found out more about her situation. And I went there, and I went to their house, and it's a 3-roomed house. It's a mud house actually, but it's like divided into 3 parts. And all those kids, all the 11 kids live there, and the dad and mom, her auntie and uncle live there, and her uncle is a drunk. and so her auntie is the one that takes care of the family. And so it was just not a very safe environment because her auntie had bigger boys, and they were also into various vices that are not productive even up to now. So still praying for them and still hoping that they will that God will work through their lives. So I talked to Veronica and asked her if she wanted to come and live with me, which was a very big step for me. And because I couldn't ask her if I didn't know her very well, but I felt like God was just saying, say, ask her if she wanted to come and live with you as she prepares to write her grade 7. And as I as I grew to know Veronica, I realized that she was a girl that was very eager for education, very eager for school, and she learned quickly, very, very quick. She is a bright and intelligent young lady. It is amazing. She has had very little exposure to school, and even the sixth grade that she was in, it's not the European or the Western sixth grade level. It's very low, and to just see the work that she puts in every time you give her a task or every time you give her something to do, I was encouraged to ask her that, and that was a very big step for me because I knew she was 19 and I was 28, I was 26, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is not going to work. It's going to be a disaster. But what do you do when God puts it on your heart? And so I prayed about it, and I just had peace. And so when I talked to her auntie was like, okay, fine, yeah, it's cool, she can do that. We need to talk to other family members. There's like a process here of like how family is. It's more like yeah. So she needed to talk to her brother, and her brother had to approve it. And so her brother was a bit hesitant, but she was like, okay, I know where you stay, I know who you are, I know where you work, and you seem like a really nice person. Yes, she can come live with you. And so I did. And we went to the police station to get the paperwork done for her living with me. And so Veronica lived and stayed with me, and I enrolled her into school immediately, a few days after that. And she started going to school, and I decided that she should start 7th grade, and so she did, and she was phenomenal. She was really, really good. And so she started her 7th grade, and we lived together, and we had our ups and downs and our moments of getting to know each other, and her adjusting to the way of life, because she grew up in a mud house, and so her adjusting to just basic things like tap water, not even inside the house, like outside the house, and things like electricity. That was a big thing for her, and just adjusting to the food, because she had been used to a very basic diet. And so her understanding that she needed other things rather than carbohydrates, like she needed protein, she needed vitamins and things like that, which was very hard for her. And you could see like the growth and the change in Veronica. And she, end of last year, yeah, late last year, she wrote her grade 7 examinations, and she passed. She passed, and she made it to grade 8. So Veronica passed, and I'm really very proud of her. She passed to grade 8. So my prayer for her is that we can, because she really wants to go into boarding school, and boarding school here is expensive for the economy here, but it's not expensive like for the Western economy. I think it's about, it might take about 500 US dollars, $500 a year for boarding school, and then about 200 US dollars for a year for day school. And so I am praying that her dream comes true, her wish, her desire to go into boarding school. I think it will be really helpful, because I think she will be relieved of some of the pressure of her family. Because right now it's holidays, and she went back there, and her auntie has been kind of like, oh, you need to come back and things like that. And so she has that pressure as well. So I think boarding school would be best for her, and her family would feel much more secure with that. Cause yeah, cause they kind of feel like if she gets educated by somebody else, then when she grows up, then she's no longer their child. She becomes that person's child. So I'm trying to educate them on that, but it's very hard when you grew up with this mindset to change it overnight. So Veronica is very camera shy. I will try and get her on camera one time, but I will show you guys a picture of her. This is Veronica. So yeah, so Veronica is a very adorable girl. She's very cute, and she's intelligent. So she has been a very big blessing to me, and right now I'm just praying and hoping that I am able to raise the money that she needs for her education, and later on maybe start slowly with her other siblings and yeah, her cousins as well, because about now she is the most educated person in their family, like in their house. She has reached, like, she has attained grade 8, 8th grade, and that is far more than any of them have ever gone. So I'm hoping that slowly and surely that more of them will get the same, like the same education as she is getting. So thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and listening to me babble on. But I hope you share this video, and just I hope it's an encouragement to somebody to say, when you hear the call of God, it is always important to listen and just to take heed of what He is saying. So have a blessed day, and remember, grace, faith, and love are always what God has promised us. So have a great day, family, and see you next time. Don't forget to pray for Veronica and her family. Bye!